Okay, number 2, we have quarters and dimes. So this is a mixture problem. So for mixture problems, we'll have our table, and it will have 3 rows and 3 columns. And the columns are going to be the amount you have of the coins times the value of the coin equals how much money that's worth, right? And for this one, we have dimes and quarters. So we have dimes and we have quarters. And then we have our mix. So now we can fill in the information they give us. It says a collection of 77 quarters and dimes. So that's 77 is the total in the mix, is worth $12.50. Now for these, you can use decimals or you can use do it in cents. I'm going to do it in cents just so I don't have any decimals. So that's 1,250 cents, right? Instead of $12.50. And then it says how many quarters are there, right? So we put in our variables now. I have D for dimes, Q for quarters. The value of a dime is 10 cents, again, because I'm using pennies. If I were using 12.50, then I'd have to use 0.1. Quarters is 25. This one you can't really fill in the value because they're mixed coins. And now you multiply across the top, right? So D times 10 is 10D, and Q times 25 is 25Q, right? And your two equations for mixture problems always come from the first and the last column. So the first one is D plus Q equals 77. And the second one is 10D plus 25Q equals 1250, right? And before you start substituting, always best to simplify whenever you can, right? So for the bottom one, we could divide both sides by 5, right? It'll be a little simpler, right? And we get 10 divided by 5 is 2D. 25 divided by 5 is 5Q. And then 5 into 1,250. Let me see. 5 into 12 is 2. 5 into 25 is 5. So 250, right? Times 5 is 1250. And then what could I do to the top equation so that we could use elimination? We could use substitution, but let's just use elimination. Let's multiply the top, both sides, by -2. And then the d's will cancel out. So -2 times d is -2d. -2 times q is -2q. And -2 times 77 is -154. Right? So now there's our two manipulated equations, and I can add them to use elimination. So -2d and 2d is 0. -2q and 5q is 3q. And then 250 minus 154 is, what's that, 96, right? And then we divide by 3, and we get q equals 32. And the question said how many quarters are there, so we don't even need to go and solve for dimes. So now we just write our answer, 32 quarters.